Let me introduce you to Seattle's most dangerous judge. Welcome to the Jason Rantz Show, presented by None Better Tax Resolution. Notoriously soft on crime Seattle Judge Veronica Galván released an armed robbery suspect shortly before he allegedly disemboweled a teen in Everett. It was another in a long string of reckless decisions. And in my book, that makes her as dangerous as the violent suspects that she chooses to keep out on the streets. Milores Canales, a 17-year-old alleged member of the Norteño gang, was charged with a brutal assault that allegedly took place on December 17th in the city of Everett. Now, according to court documents, Canales, with an accomplice, lured a 14-year-old rival gang member to Lions Park under false pretenses. The victim was stripped nude, tied to a tree, disemboweled, stabbed 8 times total, had a gang-related symbol N carved into him. Then he was tied to a tree, left to die. This according to the Snohomish County Prosecuting Attorney's Office. But the victim somehow survived. He was able to escape. He went to a nearby home, asked for help while holding his intestines. Now, this crime likely wouldn't have happened if the suspect was in jail where he belonged. Weeks before the alleged disembowelment, Canales was arrested for an alleged gang-related armed robbery in Seattle. He was arrested on November 15th, but released on December 2nd over the objections of the King County Prosecuting Attorney's Office. Canales was out of jail because, well, yeah, you guessed it, King County Superior Court Judge Veronica Galván, a radical activist judge who considers herself part of the resistance. And we know that because, well, she posted it on her Facebook page. She said this in 2017. "What does resistance look like when you wear a black robe? I recognize that the institution I work for never expected me to occupy this space, but I shall occupy it by acknowledging my privilege and recognizing the institution I love has been complicit in perpetuating oppression." Yeah, okay. The truth is, resistance actually looks like a left-wing judge who releases dangerous suspects regardless of the threat that they pose to the community. At the time that Galván released Canales from custody, he was convicted of theft in the 3rd degree and criminal trespass back in 2022. He also pled guilty to obstruction back in 2023. Now, on the obstruction case, prosecutors say he violated probation. Oh, he also has referrals out for Thurston County for robbery in the 1st degree from a case that happened in October of 2023, allegedly. Releasing Canales wasn't merely mistakes. It wasn't merely poor judgment by Judge Veronica Galván. That's not what this is about. Unfortunately, it's part of a pattern of releasing violent suspects, especially when they happen to be youth. And her ideology explains her decision.
We've detained people for years. And crime is still here. Children are still committing inappropriate things. We still have behaviors that are concerning. This is going to take a lot more than just throwing people in and locking them up without a key.
You just heard Galván tell us just how little she understands about the criminal justice system and her role in it. She's not there to end crime as we know it. She's there to enforce the law fairly and without bias and to protect the public. The purpose of jail is not solely about reforming offenders. It serves a dual purpose, right? To punish those who break the law while protecting the innocent who are accused. And just as important, to protect the public from future harm. Jail is about more than just sending a message to the convicted. It's about shielding innocent people from becoming victims in the first place. By refusing to recognize the value of incarceration as both a deterrent and as a means to protect society, Galván is choosing to gamble with public safety. Each offender released too soon is another opportunity for tragedy to strike. All you have to do is ask the kid in Everett who was just disemboweled. I sat down with our local tax expert and advocate, Greg Nunn from None Better Tax Resolution. Tell me a little bit about the Fresh Start program, because again, based on how it's promoted, it seems really, really simple.
This Fresh Start program and that phrase has been around for many, many, many years now. But it's a great marketing tool to say, hey, fresh start. And in a way, for those that qualify, it is. What it essentially is an offer in compromise. And to get that, there's 2 main criteria a person must qualify for. 1, they must have limited or no equity in assets. So generally, anyone in the Puget Sound region that owns a home and has for several years, they're going to have a lot of equity. They won't qualify. And the other is an income level. And that all depends upon your family size about how much income that could be. But both of those standards need to be met to qualify. Most people do not.
If you're having trouble with the IRS, then call Greg Nunn of Nunn Better Tax Resolution. From stress to success with IRS Solutions. 425-947-1967 or Google NUNN, Nunn Better Tax Resolution. Did you like that commentary? Make sure you subscribe to the podcast of The Jason Rantz Show. Get it at KTTH.com or wherever it is you download your podcasts.